My name is Gina Canning. I'm the lead educator with Fix Beauty, and welcome to day 4. Oh my God, are you guys super excited? You made it to day 4. So I had the pleasure of talking to many of you last night, and I really heard your questions. I really heard your concerns. So I'm gonna go over the course with you today. I'm gonna go over your concerns and all the common questions so we can get those answered for you. Okay, next slide, please. So I want to talk to you about getting your new business set up. Now, I don't want this list to scare you. This is just me getting this out of my brain so I don't forget anything. I'm going to tell you, when I first started educating, I had nothing. I literally bought tables and then I sold them right after because I didn't even have the money. Like, I put it on my credit card and I didn't have the money to pay it off. So I sold the tables to the students at the course. So I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, this is so much money. I don't have the money for this. I'm going to go through that. So number one, if you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, you should always have a separate business account. They don't need to be, Vegas. I'd like to be in Vegas right now. They don't need to be the same, like they can be together. So your lashes and your educator stuff can be together, but they need to be separate from your finances. So I incorporated 2 years ago, and God bless my accountant. My husband also runs a business too as well. And she was like, what is happening? And the biggest advice she gave me is, if you ever get audited, you want everything to be separate, because then you can clearly show what is a business expense and what is a personal expense, right? So a separate bank account and a separate credit card. So every time you order fixed products or you're ordering the kits or whatever, you're using your business, you can even use a debit Visa, right? Then it's all separate, nice and easy for your accountant, okay? Insurance. Lord, I have the best insurance story ever. I was with the same insurance company for 6 years, and they kind of like ignored me in September, and I was a little put off by the whole thing. And I was like, what the heck? So I got a quote from our insurance company, and that we use. We have one for Canada and one for the US that we can probably, sorry, Jen, to put you on the spot, maybe drop that. You can get a free quote, okay? These people are epically the best people I've ever dealt with in business insurance ever, okay? They care. They're going to make sure that you are covered. So I have lashing insurance, and then I have teaching insurance. The teaching insurance is vital to your business, you guys, okay? You need to make sure that you get the proper insurance. I can't say for sure what the total amount is, but I want to say I paid in full. I think it's around $150 a month. Thank you, Jen. So you can get a free quote. They're going to help you to make sure. $150 a month is not a lot when you're looking at the magnitude of liability coverage that you are going to have being a teacher. Okay. So get your free quote. Oh my God, they're so amazing. I can't even begin to tell you. They are hands down. I can't even. Jen knows I love them. Website. Okay. So if I guess she can't hear anything. Could somebody just type in, she needs to log back out and log back in so that she can get the audio. Zen Insurance. Yes, Cassandra, you use them too. They are amazing. They will treat you like I think we're so blessed to have access to them. Okay, website. At the course date, which we're going to talk about the course, we're going to have somebody come in and show you what you need. You don't need anything fancy, okay? And right now, you don't need anything at all. But as your course grows, the idea is we want you to be doing what you're best at, which is teaching, and not doing all this admin work. So we're going to show you in the course how to make it super easy so that your people can go and register and pay a deposit and be registered, and you don't have to do anything. They take their money and you show up in the best form structure that you can, which is as a teacher. The other thing you're going to need is some sort of payment invoice structure. I use Stripe. Okay. And we're going to go over all of this with you in the course, how to do it. But I just want you guys to get an idea of the kind of things that you use. Stripe is a payment collective system. So on my website, people can register or pay, or I send them an invoice. They can pay by credit card. They can pay by electronic transfer, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. And it sends them an invoice, it sends them a receipt, everything. See what I mean? How we're trying to get away from you being barred down on your computer and get you into where you need to be, which is as a teacher. Certificate. You need a certificate designed. You can do it yourself. You can have a graphic designer design your certificate. We will show you how to do that in the course. Legal docs, we're going to share those with you. The ones that your students sign, especially if they're going to be on a payment schedule, which we're going to talk about in the course too as well. If they're going to be showing up for you, you need all the legal documents to get them to sign. Kits, y'all, we are working on this for you. I want you to understand, and I was talking to Vera last night, when you have a class, there's nothing worse. Oh, I've been here, because you're in a meeting room, the humidity and the temperature and everything's all over the place. You need good products. You can't be teaching them with stuff from Alibaba that's really cheap, and it's just going to make it super frustrating for you, your students. They're going to be frustrated. You're going to have to, you take on that energy. We want you to have access to good kits. Okay. So you're going to have access to your kits for your students. We're working on that. We're going to come up with something epic for you. Okay. Beds. Now, this is the biggest thing that people worry about. Beds. Oh, they're so expensive. This bed right here has been with me since day one. I bought it off of Kijiji, which is the Canadian version of Craigslist, for $40. Okay. There are beds, and it's the best, and it's still with me. I dread the day I have to get rid of it. There are beds out there for cheap. You don't have to buy them brand new off of Amazon. You can get them cheap off Craigslist, whatever. You do need a bed per student. So if you are having 5 students, you need 5 beds. Now, here's the thing. If you're like, I don't have, they're about $100. I don't have an extra $500. That's okay. 2 things you can do. One, you can offer your student to purchase it at the end of the class, offer it as an add-in. I do that all the time. Or you can tell your students they have to bring their own. That's another option. They're gonna need it anyways. They have to purchase it anyways. So if you don't have the money to invest, no problem. I bought all my beds. I think I have 10. And it's once you pay that, you're done, right? You have them forever. You're gonna need practice lash strips. Okay, you're going to need, I should mention too, just to back up for a second, the kits have all the mannequin, they all come with mannequins. So there's no upside down bowls in these courses. Y'all are elevated here. So you will get the mannequins too as well. You're going to get access to our manuals, and we're going to talk about that. So you need to bring the manuals with you. You need to have them printed and ready to go for all of your students. And then you just need all the sanitation stuff. The wipes, the tray to put their tools in, right? It's just as if you were doing lashes in your studio, but in a different space, okay? Now, here's some extras. I did not have lights until probably year 4. I invested in some ring lights. I never took lights. It's just, they're just practicing, they're just learning. It wasn't the end of the world, but that's something down the road that you can invest in, okay? So these are extras. Pillows for their clients too, like neck pillows, like travel pillows, that sort of thing, something that you can wipe down. Those are all extras, okay? So you can see it's really the biggest expense you're going to have right off the hop as an educator is probably beds. That's it. And your kits come out of the fee for the students. So really you just have to worry about your beds, and there's options around that to make sure that you aren't owed anything. Okay, any questions on that before we move on? Get your ducks in a row. I hate that saying. My husband says that all the time, and it's like ground in my head. Get your ducks in a row. Get your business account. Go to your bank. Get your business account set up. Get your insurance quote. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Those people are amazing. They're going to tell you, you know, the one thing I loved about them is they don't sell you on stuff that you don't need. They're like, okay, you need this much coverage and everything. Get your certificate done. Get all that stuff done so that when you come to the course, you're already kind of 10 steps ahead. Okay. No questions? Okay. Here we go. So some days I feel a little feisty, and some days I feel a little like I'm going to call you out on it. Can we just take it off screen share for a second? Sorry. Just throw you on the bus. How many people? 31 people. Okay. Here we go, peeps. I'm going to call you out today because I'm feeling a little feisty. I'm tired. And when I'm tired, I get feisty. So there's 31 people on this call. Okay. On a Friday. Y'all have consistently, I see a string and I got to get rid of it. It's going to bite me. Y'all have consistently shown up here all week since Tuesday. So here's my question for you. What is bringing you here every day? I want you to drop in the comment, why are you here every single day? Tell me. And I know like 30 people, I watched the numbers, have shown up consistently every day. That's like so epic. I don't even think you guys realize, but I want to know what is bringing you here every single day. What has brought you here? Is it that you want, there you go. Lydia says, I want to take the next step. Amazing. Come on, y'all, be brave. Be brave. It's my dream to start teaching. Vera, I talked to Vera last night, to continue to be motivated to jump because I want to join my teaching skills with my lashing skills. I love to train others. Okay. So you're honest, right? Excited to get started and want to get as much as possible. Okay. Faith, want to push myself because I know I can. Yes. Right. But here's the thing. Who here is scared to sign up? So I hear you. I see you. Right? Jackie. Okay. Vera. Vera, I know you're not scared. I talked to you last night, girl. You're ready. Being able to be a part of the community. Okay. So if you are having some fears about joining the educator program, I want to know what those fears are. Can you drop those in the comment? Love this, Amanda. Amanda and I have a call after this. Oh, Amanda, that's good. I want to get on this Snowpiercer train that you wonderful ladies are building, and I'm scared of missing it because of timing. I've completed the Lash course yet. So scared to sign up and haven't been trained myself, but would like the info to train as well. Okay, here's the deal, you guys. I get really emotional when I talk about this. Tomorrow is not promised. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or a year from now, right? And so often money. Yeah, I hear you. I've already have one part done. I just need to train and practice on clients. Okay. So often in life, we hold back with our fear because we're scared. We're scared of failing. Who's here scared of failing? Investing the money and failing. I told you I'm going to call you out on it, right? Yes. So you're going to invest the money, and what happens if it doesn't work? What's the worst case scenario, right? This is what my therapist says to me all the time. When you're in that mindset, ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario, right? We're not going to let you fail. You have a support system, email support, you have the VIP group, you have all of us here. We're going to be here. If you're like, I'm struggling to get people, we're going to help you, right? So oftentimes we let those fears take over, and then we're like, oh, but what happens if it does work? Just think about that for a second. What happens if I told you I'm 45 years old? Thank you, Lord. I have a good medical esthetician. And I can't lash 6 days a week, 12-hour days. That's what I did for 4 years. My body is not designed to do that. So what if it does work and you're working? We did some math on some calls last night, and we were talking about different girls and the prices they were charging. And some of them were netting $4,000 or $5,000 a weekend. So what if you work 2 weekends a month and you made $10,000? Right? Like, that's the thing. So Shannon says, I'm in Canada and the exchange is the same. Dude, I'm in Canada. I get you. I know. So you can make that back in one weekend. And I know it's so hard to have faith, but here's what I was telling Vera last night. When you invest in a high ticket program like this, you won't allow yourself to fail. This is my experience, and Christine can probably vouch for this. When you do invest, you're going to show up for every call, every module, every course, whatever's offered, because you paid money to be there, right? It's like the book. You buy the self-help book and it's, $20 and you put it on your bookshelf and you're like, yeah, that's great. But then you sign up for a self-help conference and it's $1,000. You're dang right you're going to show up, right? Because you've invested. It's the same thing with this, right? You need to let go. I want to hear some more fears. Who has money is an issue for sure, and we talked about that. And there's no if it works, it will work. Akila said that perfectly. It will work. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to sign up for the course and it's going to be so simple. You have to work for it, right? But it does work. There's people out there that want what you have. So can we share the slides? Because that's a good segue to show the course. So I'm going to answer all your questions about the course. And so this is the Fix Advantage. If you don't know our beautiful Jessie, on the left, she's our founder, and that's Levi Shepherd. She's the founder of Nala. Next slide, please. Okay. This is a big question. So people ask me all the time, how do you charge what you charge for your courses? I am a NALA trained educator. Okay. What is NALA? I educate my students when they ask. This is how you get more money. So pay attention. This is how you get more money out of your students. NALA is the National Association of Lash Artists. They represent the lash industry. So they are an international non-governmental organization that advocates for professionals in the lash industry. We support the global industry by establishing much needed regulatory guidelines. Pay attention to that, as well as offering educator programs, academy accreditation, membership, etc. NALA took the lash industry. NALA wasn't around. Well, they were just starting when I started lashing. They took the lash industry and leveled it up 50 times. Okay. So when you are an accredited NALA educator, you've just elevated yourself as an educator like 20 levels above everybody else. Okay. So when people ask, why should I train with you? This is why. This is who taught me. I'm going to teach you the best of the best as far as sanitation and how to take care of your clients and everything. Next slide, please. Okay, what does NALA do? They basically come in and they look at health and safety, scientific research, glue research. They have a board of advisors that help to determine to elevate the lash industry. You guys, these people are making our industry what it should be. They elevate everything. And that's what we teach. And that's what you're going to teach, right? So your students are not going to be smacking on lashes. They are going to be highly level trained lash artists. Next slide, please. You know us. We're the disruptors of the lash industry. I love that. That's so true. We are the #1 recognized Lash Academy in the world, and we're the fastest and growing and busiest Lash Academy globally. We specialize in growing CEOs, not just lash pros. That's what this program turns you into. A CEO, not just a lash pro. We are talking, I've made 6 figures as a lash artist. I know it's possible, and I am proof of pudding of that, but there's an easier way. And a lot of you have said you want freedom. This is the way, right? I can make $10,000 doing lashes, right? But who wants to make $10,000 working 4 days a month? That's it. Instead of 6 days a week, 12-hour days. Love lashing. I do, but I am way too old to be bent over. Exactly. Like, who wants to be bent over like that? So you can do a combination of both. and you can have that love of the industry, right? Next slide. So Nala and Fix together, it's going to present something into the market that you've never seen before. Next slide, please. It's going to give a way bigger advantage. So who is this program for? You're ready to teach at the highest level of standards. I can't stress that enough. When people come to me and they say, what is your price? And I say it's $5,000 and they balk at it because they can go to Jane down the street and get a private class for $2,500. Why would I train with you? This is why. I set the bar in this area. I raise the bar. I give my students the best education so that they can do the best lashes and they can in turn charge the most. That's what this is. So if you're in that, this program is for you. If you're ready to join us on our mission to raise the bar, please take this course. I am like so passionate about that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and tired of seeing bad botched lash jobs or bad hygiene, any of that. This is not that place. This is going to elevate. You are currently a lash pro. You want to earn more money in less time, right? You all said freedom. There's no glass ceiling on this. When I was talking to Vera last night, I was saying to her, not only are you going to be able to offer them the classic course, but then you can upsell them to the volume course to stay on the Monday, or they can come on the Saturday night and take the lash lift course. And now you're looking at a $20,000 weekend. Like, I'm not even joking. This is what's possible, right? You're ready. You have a passion for empowering women. You're all here because we all lift each other up. I strongly believe in this community, and I strongly believe about what is capable in this community. I have seen so many amazing things come out of here, and I believe that this is the vehicle to make many wealthy women come out of here. You're capped out in your business and don't have any more hours in the day. Who's in that position? Who is lashing a lot? You're tired. You're like, okay, I want more, but how? I'm working 5-6 days a week, lashing all day, and I want more. I'm going to call out Cassandra. I know she's one of them, to do that. Who is in that position where you feel like you are capped out? This is for you if that's the case. You are looking to increase your income and your revenue. Next slide. If you have ever taught before and you're looking for a business in a box opportunity, you can literally start right away. This is so true. Anissa says she's tapped out. I so feel that in my soul. Like, I know what that, like, it almost brings me to tears because I was there. I was a burnt out. Can you take this off, share for a second? Because I want to talk to her for a second. I was there. I was a burnt out lash artist who was making 6 figures. And I was making great money, but I was working 12-hour days. And I was like, how do you keep up with this pace? Like, it's crazy. And I was sore. I used to sleep with icy hot from here to my fingertips like this at night in bed. And my husband hated it, the smell. And it's a tough go. Blessed to be making that much money. Thank the Lord. But I knew there was a better way. And then when I started educating, it took the pressure off because I was like, okay, I can now take some clients away. And slowly I started to take some clients away and get my time back, right? So I get that you're tapped out, you're tired, you don't know where else to go. This is your answer. Can you share the screen again, please? Thank you. All right, next slide. So you guys have been working all week on building your first course, right? You're welcome. I wanted to speak to your heart, girl. So you guys you can have your first course the next weekend after, right? So you can be taking deposits right now. If you haven't done the homework, yeah, girl, it's brutal. If you haven't done the homework, I'm not going to call you on the screen because I'm not that mean today. I'm not that feisty, but I want you to take a step back after this call and ask yourself why. You're scared, right? We have given you the opportunity to make some money. Maria is somebody I talked to last night. She's got 4 deposits, 1 paid in full. I mean, that's amazing, right? So you have, if money is an issue, go back to step 1 on day 1 and do the homework as it's been laid out. You will have the opportunity to make the money back for your first payment. Okay. So this is also for you if you tried writing your own manual. Just don't. I told the girls last night, I'm like, just don't. It's a lot of work. It took us like almost 2 years to write the volume manual. Just don't. Okay. You're gonna get access to this course too as well to get the manuals. Have taught before, but you're struggling with getting students or creating a clientele. Have never taught, but ready to do it. Interested in joining a community of high caliber educators who lift each other up and share their experiences. Tired of trying to create and launch a successful academy with little results. Has anybody here tried to do their own and had problems? Be interested to know, just comment. Struggling with overwhelm or imposter syndrome. Beth's not here today. She can't come today, but you feel like maybe you're not good enough, right? Struggling to get students. Okay. Yes. We go over all this in the course, right? Confused about government requirements, legal considerations, trademarks, copyrights, all that, right? That's another thing. Having difficulty knowing what to include in your manuals and where to find the best information, images, resources. You're going to get all this. Next slide, please. So what's included in the course? Next slide. I want you to understand everything that we go through, which topics to teach. So we're going to give you the outlines on classic, volume, and lash lift. Okay. So you will be able to run your program on all the topics that are required. Think about that for a second. When we priced out on day 1, that was classic. There's a whole big world of volume and lash lift on top of that. Next slide. How to teach effectively. There's so much, oh Lord. Oh, I struggled in the beginning. There's so much more to how to apply lashes. You have to deal with the emotions of your students. You have to deal with the other people in the groups, how to, deal with the tears and the frustration and being an instrumental role in making them successful, right? It's not just showing up and saying, this is how you teach and this is how you do lashes. We're going to show you how to manage those. Like if somebody wants to leave because they're frustrated, and it will happen. It's happened to me many times because they're frustrated. They get self-doubt. They do that. How do you deal with that? How do you get them to do that, right? To stay in the course. Next slide. How to mentor your students. Oh, I love this. Look at this picture. I love this picture. There's so many things that come up in the classroom that you can't anticipate without experience. Now it teaches you to mentor your students, and through Fix and our educator support, we provide live trainings to troubleshoot. Your students are going to be coming to you after saying, I can't get students, or I can't, this person wants their money back, or whatever those questions come up. We're going to show you how to be there, because that is the most effective tool that you can give them. Next slide. How to develop your curriculum and your own templated curriculum. Design your own or use the tried and true trademark curriculum developed over 4 years. So we're going to show you how to make your own curriculum, or you can use our templated curriculum. Okay. Like I said to a few of the girls yesterday, I don't know why you would want to make your own. If it's already done for you, it's tried and true. And it's comprehensive. Our curriculum, nothing will be excluded. Next slide. So you're already seeing all this value, how to create and publish private online tutorial videos, how to create and publish private access websites for your students, right? So maybe you want to do add-on trainings or all that kind of stuff. You're going to maximize your time as an educator and provide the best value. Next slide. How to write a manual if you want. Like I said, you can use ours if you want. All fixed educators get students get access to our manuals to use and teach and train with. You guys, that volume manual, it took us like a year and a half to write that bad boy. That is like insane. The classic manual. Oh, it's amazing. How to price your tuition, right? We're going to really dive into that to give you that competitive edge and to align with a price point where you're earning your maximum dollar per day. Next slide. How to create an effective course itinerary and how to develop online training, right? So we're going to show you how to make an itinerary for the day so it flows nicely and it works really well. Next slide. Can you see all the stuff that's included? Oh, wait, there's more. Trade secrets and step-by-step processes from trailblazers of the lash industry. Take decades of experience from Levi and Jesse to learn exactly what it takes to literally take over the lash world. Next slide. So we're going to give you access to the Beauty Boss MBA. This is like if you went to university for an MBA, but in the beauty world, right? We're going to show you how to get a business plan ready. Maybe you want to open up a studio and do where you have teaching on a full-time basis, right? And you need financing and all that. We're going to show you how to get a business plan. We're going to create your launch or relaunch strategy and timeline. We're going to show you how we have a special website person coming in at the course. He's going to show you how to do the website and the SEO tips and the marketing advice, right? We have the best marketing people, I believe, in the world in this. Like, y'all, our marketing people are the bomb. So you're going to get marketing advice on how to launch your lash business and how to make sure that you get students and you're showing up properly to get your students. Next slide. Public relations, how to deal with that, effective and meaningful branding, growth tips, and when to grow your academy, national and international expansion. Burp. Think about that for a second. National and international expansion. What? Yes, we talk about that too. Next slide. Legal considerations. So we're going to talk about all the forms and what waivers you need to get them to sign to make sure that you are protected and your money is protected. Copyright and trademark information, right? If you start putting out stuff, how do you copyright it and trademark it? Next slide. You're going to get the table of contents for the classic volume and mega volume. Sorry. Classic and mega. Sorry, just one second. Sorry about that. Okay, so table of contents for classic volume and mega volume, lash lift and lash tint manuals. Okay. But you also get access to our fixed manual. So if you're like, I want to write my own, more power to you. We're going to give you the table of contents. If you want to use ours, that's great. Accreditation checklist, how to get accredited for all those things, right? Get your program accredited. Instant unlimited access to all online modules and replays. Okay. Next slide. Live Q&A educator support. You can't put a price on that, you guys. If you feel like you are not so sure or you're nervous or you're scared, make sure that you tap into that and look at that. Live Q&A educator support. Think about that for a second. So every time you have a struggle or you're struggling with something in this journey, you have access to us. Access to NALA and fixed VIP support groups. Invitation to exclusive seminars, parties, workshops, and educator resources. Next slide. Okay, so this is table of contents, I just want to really blow through this, but I want you to see it's got everything that's in the program that we're going to teach you over the next 3 days. Topics to teach, how to teach effectively, how to mentor, how to develop your curriculum, everything we kind of just went over, how to price your tuition, how to write manuals. Next slide. All that stuff. Create your business plan, create your launch, website SEOs, marketing, public relations. You guys, look at all the value. Next slide. That is there. Okay. Plus you get all of this too as well. You get email support, educator resources, access to Fix on Demand, lash tint manuals, like everything is there that you need to be successful. Okay. Next slide. Okay. So can you take this off screen share, please? So here's the deal, you guys. Does that, before I move on a little bit, does that answer your questions on what is included? Does anybody have any questions on what is included, what is in there? If you're wondering if anything else. Okay, I'm just going up. Okay. Yes, so you get access to the student kits. We're working on that. We're coming up with some good kits for you guys. So you will be able to purchase those and provide them to your students with the mannequin head. Can we just talk about that for a second? Like, I don't even think you guys realize how important that is, because we used to take bowls and flip them upside down and put little practice lashes on them. And that's what people would lash on. Okay. Okay. Then I bought the mannequin heads. I was like, I'm going big now. We're going to get mannequin heads. So yes, you get that as well. Shoot me with who is still scared to sign up. I've answered your questions. I have kind of appeased those. Who has concerns about signing up? Is it a monetary concern? Is it... Yeah, so now you can give your students the head and they can go home and practice, right? So this is the educator program. So just to reiterate, Jen can drop the link. It's the 20, hold on. I gotta make sure I got the dates right because I took it down. So it's in January. You do not need to be there live. So the dates are Friday the 27th, Saturday the 28th, Sunday the 29th of January, 9 to 5 Mountain Time every day. Okay, so it's 3 days. It's in Calgary, so you can come and join us and be there live, or you can come and be live virtual, just like this. Okay, so there's those options. Now, okay, so if you are having problems, I'm seeing some direct messages, it's a money issue, okay? I want you to go back to day one, and I want you to do the stuff that was laid out, okay? Because when you start to see what's happening now is your brain is telling you, like, I don't have the money, and what happens if this doesn't work, and that sort of thing. If you go back to day one and you start messaging people and you do the posts and you do that and you see there's interest and you start to collect payments, right? Then you're going to be like, okay, I can do this. There's another option. If you are like really freaking out and you're like, I'm really scared, book a call with me. Okay, I added Saturday and Sunday, so you can, Jen's going to drop the link in there. You can come on for 15 minutes, we can chat, okay? And I'll talk to you about that. I don't want you to look at it as primarily a money thing, okay? I want you to look at what if it does work? What if it does work, right? Okay, so that's a great question. So We do not have the classic right now. We only have the LP5G. So this is an in-person class. So you are not in direct competition with Fix, with your academy. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So if you're pricing your course at 1,500, right? They're coming to your space to get trained by you hands-on, right? So that hopefully answers your question. I find everybody's different, right? People learn different. Some people want to learn in person, some people don't. Okay, so Anissa and I are going to chat. She says, I hope this is okay because you direct message. She's scared about the money. And she's just not getting that much interest yet. That's okay, right? It will come. And, you know, we talk about, Vera and I were talking about this last night. Thank you. She's like, it's okay. You can share my message. I live in a really small town. I like literally live in my bubble. I have like a few selective friends, right? So when I do classes, I do ads, right? So we show you that in the course too, as well, how to get people if your warm market, because your warm market, unfortunately, aren't the people that are always going to be the most receptive when you start. So there's people out there that want what you have. Okay. I promise you that. So I want to kind of touch base on this. There's 35 people here. Y'all have been here all week with me and Hugh and Jen and Christine. We've been here for 4 days. 4 days we've been here. I'm like, what day is it? What is happening? And I asked you at the beginning of this call why you're here, right? Why you're showing up every day, right? Something in you asked you to be here, wants you to be here. If you didn't feel in your heart that you wanted to be here or that there's a purpose for you to be on this call, you wouldn't be here, right? I strongly believe in the pull and the tug of the universe. And I believe that the universe guides you in the places that you should be. 35 people, 36 now are on this call. Something told you that you need to be here, right? Now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to put this in the comments. What's going to happen if you don't do this? Let's look at it that way. What's going to happen if you don't do this program? And be honest with yourself. Are you going to struggle a little bit more? Are you not going to be able to, you know, do the things that you have dreamed about? I'm going to give it to you real and raw. You guys, I would not be anything that I was if I didn't take that leap. I'll never forget it. We were in Thunder Bay and Jesse said, do you want to be an educator? And I was like, say what now? And I was like, I'm not doing that. And she was like, you'd be so awesome at it. And I'll never forget, it was the craziest snowstorm. We were lugging tables and everything like that. And I missed the opportunity to become a CEO. I want to keep going. Yes. Yes. My greatest fear in life, and I tell you, I'm honest to a fault every time I train, my greatest fear in life is I'm going to come to the end of my days and I'm going to have regrets. And I'm going to be like, oh, dang, I should have done that. Or, oh, I should have taken that trip. Or, oh, I should have done that. I have things I want to do. I have places I wanted to go. And, you know, God bless my husband. He's provided us with a beautiful life, but it's not easy. And he was exhausted and he was carrying everything for this whole household and providing us with this beautiful life. And I was like, something has to change. Like, and if you feel me, please tell me you feel me, because I was like, we cannot live like this anymore. Like, it was like we were on this constant pendulum of trying to make this beautiful life, and it was all resting on him, right? And I was like, I got to change this. So then I started being an educator, and that was right around the time I really started getting into my mission work. And I was like, I can help here and I can do all this too at the same time. So I don't have to do just this and help with bills. I can do so much more. And a couple of days ago, I asked you what you would do with $10,000, and you all said freedom. Freedom came up consistently over and over. Freedom, 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 freedom. That's freedom, right? So Anissa says, I have come so far since I got all 3 of my certificates. I have my whole setup and I really want this. Also love educating. I'm not going to give up. I have a bit of a bubble issue. Does anyone else have trouble taking the business profile off private? You're scared. So your business profile is on private right now. That's interesting. I have regrets of staying in corporate America, and I'm taking the steps to becoming my own CEO. Yes, I'm ready to build my own brand for my own company. Yes. So you guys, this is all fears, right? So the way you work through that, write it out, journal it out, talk to somebody. You need people in your corner that are going to call you out and that are going to support you through these things, right? And are going to do that and push you, right? I've lashed several already also. So Anissa, can I bring you on camera? Are you comfortable with that? Is that okay? If you are, just unmute. If not, just say no. I will hug you. Oh, she says one sec. You don't even have to put your camera on. You can just unmute yourself and leave your camera off. If that's okay. Because I think that
Hi, I'm here. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're being so honest. So I wanted to just talk to you for a second. So you are a 3-time trained lash artist, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And are you lashing full time?
I'm not lashing full time. I would say less than part time because I'm having trouble pulling clients in. I've lashed many family members, and everybody at one of my sisters is a licensed esthetician. The other one is a licensed nail tech. And so in lashing them, their opinions matter, especially the licensed esthetician. They love my lashes. My retention is good. There's been so many great compliments from everybody, and a lot of honesty as well. But I don't know what it is. I just have trouble bringing more in.
More people,
more clients, and just, I think, nervous that they're not going to like my lashing. And I have, my sister's telling me constantly, you need to stop, you need to get over that because you're doing a great job. So I don't know if anybody else feels like this.
I'm sure everybody does. I still feel that sometimes when I lash, right? So is that preventing you from becoming an educator?
No, I don't. I'm so ready to become an educator. I love educating in my past career. That's kind of what I did. A totally different career, but I love educating, and so I totally am ready for this, and I want this. I'm trying to figure out where it is that I need to kind of, I guess, jump out of my comfort zone somewhere, because something's holding me back a little.
Yeah. And it's probably a little bit of imposter syndrome where you're kind of like you already said it. What if I'm not good enough? What if they don't like my lashes? Right. So we all feel that. Every single lash artist feels that. If they don't, they're lying. Okay. I still feel that. And I've been lashing for 7 years. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, that I should have done better. Right. We all feel that. But what are you holding yourself back from by keeping your profile private? Ask yourself
that. I don't know if it's a little bit of anxiety of having a flooding page of people come in, which I think is what we need in this job.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know if that makes me nervous, maybe a little.
Yeah, of course it would, right? But
Yeah.
you are the controller and the destiny of your calendar. So if you decide like you need to take control, open it up, but have control of what's coming in and say, hey, no problem. I'm going to take this many people, right? I think that you aren't giving yourself enough credit to do that, right? And to do that. And I would love to see you in the, I know we're going to chat, but we would love to see you in the educator course. I know you will be amazing, right? And a lot of, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on and being honest.
Thank you.
So, a lot of people see what I mean. Go ahead, Christine.
Yeah,
Christine wants to jump in.
I'm just going to jump in there because
Yeah.
I was hearing, just to add on to your coaching, what I was hearing from Anissa is that there is so many, the default is that we fear failure, but
Yeah.
there's another side of the coin, which is that so many women fear success.
Yes.
We actually
So true.
fear success.
Yeah.
And then the thought goes, well, what if, like, because Anissa said, well, if I put my profile public, what if there's a flood of people coming in?
Yeah.
And what might that mean to you if you were to blow up?
Yeah.
And there's some deeper underlying issues there that keep us safe and protected and private and in our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And those deeper issues for a lot of us, I know for me is, well, I don't want to leave people behind.
Yeah.
Because if I were to blow up and accelerate and make all this money and become super successful and even famous, I don't want to leave people behind. What will they think of me? What will my parents think of me? What will my siblings? What will my best friends from high school? And it's almost like we are more afraid, like the root of it for so many of us is that we are more afraid of the potential rejection from friends and family than of the actual success, because we're kind of like in this tug of war. Is all of you ladies are saying, I want freedom, I want freedom, I want freedom, which is in the future. So you want something, but you still have your foot planted where you are. And you can't have both. And this is the truth. You ladies
Very true.
can't have both. You can't have your foot staying in the past and one foot in the future. And like, this is where courage and trust comes in. The courage to take that foot that is so strongly planted in your comfort zone, in your safety zone, because I'm safe here. It's kind of like, well, what are you going to choose? The hell you know, or the hell you don't know? So many of us choose the hell we know in relationships, in our career, in our health and body. We continue to choose the hell we know simply because we know it, not because we like it, not because we feel good in it. It's because we know it. And our brains are wired to keep us safe. That's it. And this is a call, this call with Jean Ann, this is a call for you to rise above the voice and the brain, the part of your brain that is there to keep you safe. This is a call for you to take that leap. That is what it is, to take that leap and to trust yourself. And for those of you who believe in a higher power, and I'm just saying that because I chatted with a few of you the other day, that you will be held. It's like Jean-Ann said, well, what's the worst that can happen? And like the brain goes, oh, well, I'll end up on the streets. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I put $5,000 on my credit card. I'm not going to pay my bills. I'll end up on the streets. Like, that is honestly where our mind goes, is that worst case scenario that, well, what if I end up having to sleep in my car with my kids and I have to move in to my parents' basement? Like, seriously, you guys, I'm just as-ising it because I've been there before too. I had a safe and secure corporate job many years ago, but I was deeply unfulfilled. My soul was dying. I was depressed. I had to take that leap of faith for my own mental health. And I had all the fears of like, what if I have to move back in with my parents? What if I end up like in a shelter with my children?
Yeah.
Because our brain, like Jean-Ann said earlier, our brains go to the what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? The truth is the worst case scenario is not going to happen to you. That is our brains playing tricks on you. And what we need to do as leaders is shift it, just like Jean-Ann says, to what if it does work? What if it does work? I want everyone to write it in the chat. What if it does work?
What are you going to do if it does work?
Write it in the chat.
Y'all, I'm not even I am not even joking. $10,000 is like, okay, 20, 30, 40, like you have the glass ceiling. This is your ride. You are in control. This is your academy. So if you want to make $40,000 a month, I am telling you, you can make $40,000 a month. Like, I'm not even joking, right? Like, if it does work, what are you going to do? Right?
So Rondell is saying my family doubts me more than I do.
Oh, that's so common.
Whose life are you here to live?
Mm-hmm.
Are you here to live their life? Or are you here to live your life? Because at the end of the day, when you lie in your bed and all the lights are off and it's just you and your own thoughts, whose life are you living?
And not only that, as women, we have to be conscious of the fact that so many things happen in our lives that we may not have control. What happens if something happens to your spouse or something happens, right? And it's just like, you have to be in charge of your own destiny and your own money and have that no fear. If something happens, I'll be okay. I got this, right? Mm-hmm. My family used to mock me on my adventures. Girl, woo, Jessica, yikes. Yeah. That is so common. I don't think you guys realize. It's like, you make fun of me if I don't do something. You make fun of me if I do something. But then when I'm successful, you're like, not proud of me. Blinders on, girl. Like, yes. Don't pay attention to anything anybody says. Like Christine says, this is your life, right? This is for you. So I will be my own CEO, break through the limit glass ceiling I'm currently facing. As an African-American woman in biotech, I have a 3% chance of moving into a VP or higher position. I'm dead inside as I continue to work in corporate America.
Can I jump in?
There's so much
for that one.
That is, yes, go girl. Go.
I want to speak as a Black woman who was in corporate America until I joined the Fixed Beauty team. And I want to say that my family was so hard on me because I've always followed my passion. If I'm unhappy at a job, I leave it. And they are always like, you leave jobs so fast, you're never going to find your happiness. No one's ever going to take you seriously. And this is no shade to my family, but right now I make more money than anyone in my family ever has. And if I had let what they said to me control my life, I would still be unhappy. I would wake up not doing my passion, and I would not be making the money that I deserve. And I know as a Black woman, as a woman in general, we put ourselves in these little boxes and we put everyone before ourselves. But I'm telling you right now, listen to your heart. Choose yourself and watch everyone else just fall in line. Now my family always wants to hit me up and ask me for this or ask me for that. And it's so funny to me because if I'd listened to them, I wouldn't have anything to give them or any help to offer. So I'm just telling you right now, from one woman who left corporate America to another who's thinking about it, do it. Do what you want to do and follow your passion. And that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you. That's awesome. So like I said at the beginning of the call, there's 34 people here. Why are you here? I'm feisty today, right? It's like, what brought you here? Something in your soul is telling you you want to change. I've been there. I know what that feels like, right? Book a call, sign up for the course. Jen can drop the link for the course. Take control of your destiny. Take control of where you can be, right? You have one of the most things I'm most proud of about this company is the ability to support at all extensions. Like the amount of support you get with Fix, I don't think you guys realize how lucky you are because it's nothing like that at any other lash company. I can guarantee you that. I'm most proud of that. So it's like, we are going to be there with you every step of the way. I'm going to make sure that when you are having a crappy day and you're like, this happened or this happened in my class, we're there for you, right? Something is telling you to be here. So you have to take that as a faith. The best decisions I ever made in my life were following my instinct. They're scary, right? And I may have been sick a few times after those decisions, but they ended up being the best thing ever. So what are we talking about tomorrow, Christine? Oh, you're on mute, hon. Are you on mute? Yeah, you're on mute.
There we go. Tomorrow, we are talking about becoming a game changer and an industry leader.
Yes.
So we are talking about leadership tomorrow.
Awesome.
And
I know
leadership, this is the next step for many of you as you transition from Lash Pro to Lash CEO.
Yeah. And a lot of you, I just want to leave you with this thought because this just came into my heart to share with you. You should have the recording in your email, Jessica. A lot of you have shared that you don't have the support from your family, or maybe you come from difficult family situations, whatever. Imagine this for a second. This is a really tough topic for me to talk about. I don't normally talk about this. What are you teaching and changing the generational pathway in your family? I have two lovely gentlemen that I birthed, and I want to show them that women, that in a family unit, it doesn't have to be the man. It can be the woman, right? It can be the woman that makes the money. So what are you teaching your children, and what are you teaching your other family members that aren't supporting you when you jump into this and you're like such a badass CEO and you're making all this money, and as a woman of color you're showing up for your community and you're doing all these things? You're changing the whole pathway of your whole family. Like that to me is so amazing that I can show. You know, my husband, God bless him, was raised by a woman who was at home and had the cookies and the, you know, all that. I'm not that girl. He married the wrong girl for that. But what I'm showing my children is women can be successful. Women can, you know, make amazing money, and women can give things to their children that maybe the husband can't, right? Like that changes how society looks at women as a whole. That's what you can do with this, right? Like you can totally change that. That it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your age. I just signed up as a lash artist when I was 37 years old. So age does not matter. Set out to do something and you work hard, it will happen, and it will happen. And that's the thing that I really want to stress to you, is that we won't leave you high and dry. That's why I love this company so compassionately so much, is that you will get the support, and we will make sure that we are with you every step of the way. I see y'all's emails. I know y'all signed up for a lot of calls. Holy moly. So we can chat, and we will, you know, see if there's a way for this to work for you, right? And then tomorrow we're going to talk about leadership. That's awesome. But hopefully this today answered, because you guys had so many questions about the course and what it included and all that stuff. So hopefully that answered your questions. If you still have questions, book a call. Thank you, ladies. Happy Friday.
Good job, everyone.
You have a good day. Thank you for showing up. Be proud of yourself for being here. 4 days. If before we go, actually, 31 people still on the call. I want to know, put me in the chat if you've been here every single day, because I want to celebrate you for being here every single day. I've been here every day. Jen's been here every day. Christine's been here every day. Q's been here. Jessica, Sanique, Anissa, Jasmine. Oh, Jessica will give you a pass on that. Oh, Evelyn missed yesterday. Oh no. Brandy, Jackie, yes, Margaret. Look at all you people have shown up every single day. Give yourself a pat on the back. It's not easy to invest in yourself and be there for yourself every day. Lamika, congratulations. Millie, congratulations. That's awesome. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Don't forget about the $100 in fixed cash. Keep commenting and posting as well. See you guys soon. Bye.